Hey everyone. Okay, so hopefully this is the last time I film this, but the video I have for you guys this evening is me talking about my issues with bookish instant gratification and my general problems with me having that problem, and then also wanting some advice or tips about like how you guys deal with that. And it's kind of hard to explain what I mean. So I'll just go ahead and start talking about it. Basically what I mean by that is that I'm a huge mood reader, and recently, and luckily this only happens every once in a while, but every once in a while for like a month, I will get in this mood where I want to be reading everything all at once, all the time. I just want all the bookish knowledge in my head. And it gets really overwhelming with how many books I really want to read, especially when I look at my shelves and I just start having breathing issues. But yeah, so the main issue with how this happens is I will be, just watching TV or YouTube, and I will see like a portion of a scene from an adaptation of this one book, and I'll instantly think, hey, I have that upstairs on my shelf. I need to read that right now. So I'll like put down the book I'm reading, go start this other book, and then it'll happen again, and it just turns into this vicious cycle. And again, thank goodness this only happens every once in a while, but when it does, it's a serious problem. So I have some examples for you guys of when that has most recently happened to me. Well, I think I mentioned a little bit ago that I was watching some scenes from Midsummer Night's Dream, or that I had just recently seen 2 different adaptations of that, so I instantly thought, hey, I need to reread this. However, last night, I was looking at Zoe Taper's IMDb page, because I think I was looking at Samuel Barnett's IMDb page, which led me to Desperate Romantics, which led me to Zoe Taper's, which then led me to find out that she is, or was, Desdemona in a Globe production of Othello that was televised, or at least recorded and put on DVD, and I watched a couple scenes of that, but I couldn't watch the whole thing, so then that made me want to read Othello immediately. And honestly, between the two, between rereading a favorite or starting a new one, I would probably prefer to start a new one right now. But still, I kind of want to do both. And then also, I started rewatching Lizzie Bennet Diaries the other day because I had rewatched so many of my other favorites recently that I really didn't want to see those for a bit. So I started rewatching Lizzie Bennet Diaries because I've never actually rewatched the whole series. And I still haven't. Like, I'm just a couple episodes into it. But anyway, that led me to get this off my shelf, which is The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet by Bernie Sue and Kate Rorick, which is basically the book adaptation in diary form of the vlog of the vlog-style web series on YouTube. There you go. Okay, I can talk. So, yes, this one. And then, just now, like literally 20-30 minutes ago, I was watching someone's compilation video of all of their favorite Poldark moments between Ross and Demelza for all of Season 1 of Poldark. And so, immediately, I picked this up again, and you guys know how many times I've tried to read this first, or I've tried to pick this up and read the whole thing, and how many times it's failed, or it has ended up not being in my monthly wrap-up, and at this point, it's getting to be crunch time, because I need to read the first 4 of these by, say, like November, September if I'm super impatient, because September is when it comes out in the UK. But if I feel iffy about hacking a website and watching it that way, then I will wait until November or December. That would be a great Christmas present for us, but I'm hoping it comes out before then. But anyway, so yeah, I have to read the first 4 of these by that time, because I still haven't read the first 2, even though I've seen all of Season 1, and books 3 and 4 are what season 2 will be based on, and I really want to read the book content before I see season 2. That way I can compare and contrast and see what I like better and all that. So yeah, I want to read this very, very soon. Like, might take it on my trip with me, along with this bad boy. And the thing about this is, every time I look at this, I have an instant gratification issue where I'm like, I just need to read the whole thing. But it is so huge that feeling goes away after about 12 pages. Because it is so big that it just terrifies me. And I am still planning on taking this with me on my trip and hopefully getting through volume 2. But still, this is super scary. It's terrifying. And then some other ones that I want to talk about are Dickens. This is the most recent instant gratification issue that I've had because my current plan with Dickens is reading all of his works in chronological order. And so far I've sort of failed at that because I read half of Pickwick Papers, not even half, like a third of Pickwick Papers, paused to read Oliver Twist with Katie from Books and Things, who is actually my inspiration for me doing this whole project because I watched all of her What the Dickens videos where she talked about her least favorite to most favorite Dickens novels, and watching all of those is what really made me think that I would love to read his books in chronological order because I want to see the progression of his writing and his ideas and his views on certain topics and his, like, the development of women in his novels from his early work to his later work, because those are all the wonderful things that Katie talks about in her What the Dickens videos. And so, anyway, so she was my main inspiration for that, and we read Oliver Twist together. She was rereading it, I was reading it for the first time, and then when that was finished, I was like, okay, I'm going to pick Pickwick Papers back up. But then I was kind of Dickensed out, if that makes any sense. The wording probably doesn't. But, yeah, I just needed a break from Dickens. And so now, of course, like a week later, I'm like, I need to read all the Dickens again. Because I started rewatching her What the Dickens videos. And especially, I specifically rewatched her Bleak House and Little Dorrit videos, because I watched these originally before I was reading them, because I had seen at least half of this miniseries, and I saw all of this miniseries, and also she tries to talk about each one of them, where she talks about the traits and all the factors of the books, but not too many spoilers, really. But anyway, so rewatching those really made me want to read these, because I'm pretty sure these two, along with Nicholas Nickleby and maybe Old Curiosity Shop and Pickwick Papers, I'm guessing, are going to be, like, I predict that those will be my 5 favorite Dickens books. But, yes, so, I really, really want to read these now. But, chronologically speaking, it will take me 2 years to get to these. So, I calculated it, and even if I start reading a Dickens a month, I still won't get to these till next year. So, that's a problem for me right now, because I just really, really, really want to read these now. But I'm still trying very, very hard to stick to my Dickens in chronological order thing. And then also have Old Curiosity Shop, which luckily I'm scheduled to read at the end of this year, because it's the 4th one that I'll be reading. Or it's like, in chronological order, it's the 4th one, so, yep. But yeah, I could use some advice on how you guys deal with wanting to read all of these things at once, and like, the whole instant gratification thing, and wanting to read things on a whim, and just how you settle your mind to kind of deal with that. I would just really love some advice about that. So, let me know just what you guys think of everything I've talked about here, all the books,